Welcome to Sahaja Yoga Meditation. My name is Paul and today I'm broadcasting from Melbourne, Australia. Tonight we have a fantastic session where we are going to talk about the relationship between meditation and health. And for that we have someone that's joining us tonight, Dr. Akshay, that will speak to you about it in the second part of this presentation. For people that have been following us for a while, please raise your Kundalini, put yourself in a bandhan and put your hands on your lap. For the new people that join us for the first time, what I will do, I will explain briefly the subtle system where within us, and after that I will go through the process of the self-realization using a video of Shri Mataji and Her, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, which photo you can see here and behind me. So let's get started. Within us, we have a central nervous system, and on the subtle side, we have what we call three nadis in Sanskrit, which are different aspects of ourselves. We have the right channel that you can see in yellow, which is the channel of our mental activities and physical activities. On the left side, you have the blue channel, you can see here, which is related to our emotions and our desires. And on top of our head, you can see that the yellow one ends up in a bit of a balloon crossing on the forehead, and that's our ego. And on the right side, the end of the left channel is what we call the superego or our conditionings. But the part of our evolution is actually done via the central channel, which is the one in white on the chart next to us. And to actually grow spiritually, you have an energy within you called the Kundalini that resides in the sacrum bone at the base of our spine, the triangle you can see there. That energy is normally dormant, but when it's awakened, that energy will rise, open the different centers or chakras, as we call them, that you have within you. And when this energy opens the seventh center called the Sahasrara chakra here, you get what we call your self-realization. And when you get your self-realization, you get into a stage of thoughtless awareness. You get into a new stage of awareness where you are conscious of things you didn't even know existed before. Your attentions become more sharp, and actually your joy increases as well. So to get your self-realization, it is very simple. Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, will guide us through that. And I will show you how to do it first, because we are going to do it eyes closed. So if you can, sit on a chair, sit on the ground. If you can remove your shoes, it's even better. And simply put your hands in front of you like that on your laps. I'll give you a few seconds. Be comfortable and be like a scientist that is going to do an experiment and just witness what you can feel. All right. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to keep the left hand on our lap all the time, and the right hand will go on the different chakras one at a time, always on the left side of our body. And you can do it with me now. We are going to start by putting our right hand on our heart, and each time we are going to put our hand on the chakra, we are going to say an affirmation or ask a question. Then we are going to put it just under the rib cage, still on the left. Then we are going to put it at the lower part of the abdomen, back under the rib cage. And here we are going to not ask questions, but say affirmations related to that specific center or chakra. Back on the heart. And now the right hand can go at the junction of the left shoulder and the neck. And you can press it hard and even turn your head towards the right a little bit. Then we put our right hand on our forehead across. You can look downwards a bit and press on both the sides. Then, with the right hand at the back of your head, and you can look upwards, like resting your head on your hand. And finally, to get your self-realization, you take your right hand with the center of the palm, stretch your fingers so that the palm is in contact with what we call the fontanelle area on top of your head. And you can press it hard, like moving the skin on the skull in a clockwise direction. And this is where we are going to ask for self-realization. Alright, put back both your hands on your laps. Just a bit as a guide, when you have your self-realization, you will actually start feeling cool breeze in your hands or cool breeze above your head. And that's an indication that that energy is active within you. You might actually start feeling some heat to start with, maybe in one hand only or the other one, or maybe some tinglings in your fingers. Again, these are great indications to tell you which chakra needs to be worked on, which chakra within you needs to be improved. Just a word about Shri Mataji before we go through the self-realization. Shri Mataji started Sahaja Yoga in 1970 by opening the last center, the seventh center we have on top of our head. And she decided to start Sahaja Yoga by giving realization, self-realization to many people. And this is what is unique about Sahaja Yoga. You don't need to go through a life of asceticism or a life of hardship to actually awaken one center, one chakra, one after another. You can simply get your self-realization. And once you can feel, it's much easier to actually see where you need to put your attention to grow spiritually. Since 1970, Shri Mataji have gone in many countries all around the world to spread Sahaja Yoga, to teach us about Sahaja Yoga, and now Sahaja Yoga is practiced all over the world. So, just put your hands on your laps now, and you can close your eyes. And now you can simply follow the instructions that Shri Mataji is giving us. I'll talk to you a bit later.
Now, put your left hand towards me, comfortably. Put your feet apart from each other. And now, put your right hand on your heart and close your eyes. Here you have to ask me a very important question. In your heart, you ask me a question as you would ask a computer. You can call me Shri Mataji or Mother, whatever you like. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question. In your heart, not loudly. 3 times, ask in your heart, not loudly. Mother, am I the spirit? You have to only ask in your heart. If you are the spirit, you become your own guide, you become your own master, you become your own guru. So now take down your right hand into the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. And here you have to ask another question 3 times, not loudly, in your heart. Mother, am I the spirit? Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? Ask this question 3 times. Am I my own master? I have told you that I respect your freedom and the pure knowledge cannot be forced on you. So please take your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen and say it 6 times, asking me, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. I cannot force on you. You have to ask in your free will. As soon as you ask for the pure knowledge, the Kundalini starts moving upward. So now we have to nourish the higher centers with our self-confidence. Raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen. Press it hard on the left hand side. And here with full confidence you have to say 10 times in your heart, not loudly. Mother, I am my own master. Please say this 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. I told you at the very outset that the greatest truth about you is that you are not this body, you are not this mind, you are not these conditionings, emotions, nor this ego, but you are the spirit, you are the pure spirit. So now raise your right hand onto your heart and ask here, or say with full confidence 12 times, Mother, I am the spirit. Just say it without any hesitation. Say it 12 times, please. For your information, you have to know that a divine power is the source of knowledge, is the ocean of knowledge, is the ocean of love. It is the ocean of peace and ocean of bliss. But above all, it is the ocean of forgiveness. So you cannot commit any mistake which cannot be dissolved by the power of this ocean of forgiveness. So please raise your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder. Push it back as much as possible and turn your head to your right. And with full confidence, please say 16 times. Full confidence in your heart. Mother, I am not guilty at all. All right? As I told you before, that you have to forgive everyone. And those who say it is difficult, they must know that it is a myth whether you forgive or don't forgive. But if you don't forgive, then you play into the wrong hands and get yourself tortured by yourself. So please forgive. In general, everyone, not counting how many people you have to forgive, what you have to forgive, but just say, by raising your hand and putting it on top of your forehead across, putting down your head as much as possible, resting on your hand. Please say, with an open heart, please say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it. Please say, otherwise it is difficult later on for me. I have to clear out everybody's agya and it takes too much time then. So best is to say it from your heart. After all, you're not going to miss your self-realization for that. Now, take back your right hand on the back side of your head and put your head on it, resting on it, upward. Here you have to say for your own satisfaction, O Divine, if I have done any mistakes, please forgive me. But don't feel guilty. Don't count your mistakes. Don't think about them. In general, you have to say, O Divine, please forgive me if I have done any mistakes or anything wrong, anything against you. Now, stretch your palm. Stretch your palm and put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your child. Now, put down your head properly. And here, push back your fingers as far as possible. Please push back. This is very important. And now put a pressure on your scalp and move your scalp slowly 7 times clockwise. Here again, I respect your freedom. And I cannot force self-realization on you. So here you have to say 7 times, bending your head properly and pressing it hard, moving 7 times. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please ask 7 times, please.
Welcome to this session of Sahaja Yoga, and my name is Akshay. What is health? So health is the integration of physical, mental, psychosocial and emotional well-being. And most of the times in science we believe in the physical, mental and psychosocial aspects. We kind of ignore the spiritual aspects of the well-being, which is where yoga comes into play. So yoga is the integration of all these aspects of your well-being, helping us to evolve into a better person, better human being. Yoga has evolved over centuries, over thousands of years actually, but we have only seen science evolve over the last few hundred years. We kind of understand what the physical aspect of it is, and we kind of try and evolve it further by integrating it together with what knowledge has been passed on to us over hundreds and thousands of years in terms of yoga. When we talk about Sahaja Yoga, we see the physical aspects as shown in the diagram there. This knowledge has been given to us by Shri Mataji and Her, but the medical aspect of Sahaja Yoga already exists. We just need to understand it, feel it for yourself and accept it as we should normally accept as rational human beings. When we look at the chakra chart, we can see that the triangle bone at the base of the spinal cord is the sacrum bone, and sacrum has been recognized as something important in human beings. It was based on the fact that the ancient Greeks thought it was something sacred associated with it. That's why they call it sacrum bone. So it's based at the base of the spinal cord, below which is the sacral plexus, which forms the basis of the first chakra, Muladhara chakra. The sacral plexus, if I tell you in terms of medical science, it's the cauda equina area, which is where the location of sacral plexus is there, and it's supposed to be the base, the support of the base, so Muladhara chakra. Above that is the location of the sacrum bone itself, which is the house of Kundalini, the energy inside every one of us. Now, there are plenty of researches done in terms of how the baby's heart or a fetus's heart starts beating around the 4.5 to 5th week of intrauterine life. Shri Mataji actually mentions that in ancient yogic scriptures, there's plenty of mention of this important time frame when the baby's heart starts beating, coincides with the entrance of the motherly energy inside the baby's being, the fetus's being, through the fontanelle area at the top of the head, where it traverses down into the sacrum bone and resides there. So that's a very important chakra. That's the basis of Sahaja Yoga meditation altogether, because it's based on the awakening of the Kundalini energy, which then passes through the 6 centers above it. So if I take you through the other centers, stay with me here because it's a lot of medical jargon here. So the next chakra is the aortic plexus, which is located at the lower part of the abdomen, which is where the aorta divides into the two iliac arteries. And so again, all these chakras are based on the spinal cord. It doesn't have to be exactly located, but we go by the indicative location when we're doing the yoga itself. The aortic plexus, or the Swadhisthana chakra, as it's called in Sanskrit, looks after a lot of the right liver aspects, the pancreas aspects, the large bowel, and it's a very important chakra as it has a direct link with the optic chiasma, the Agya chakra as well. It's supposed to be the location of attention. Now we would, as scientific people, can't understand why would attention be down below where we think it's all coming from the brain. But there are things which we can't really explain on the basis of science in 10 minutes, so I'll have to go through that a bit later. Let's go to the next chakra of the Nabhi chakra, or the celiac plexus, which is located around the stomach area. So it looks after the stomach, the left part of the pancreas, left half of the liver, the spleen as well, and the small intestine. So these chakras obviously are looking after the psychosomatic aspects of every physical part of the human, the organs as well. So when we talk about gut health, this is where a majority of the interaction is taking place. Around the Nabhi chakra is the void, which essentially there's no chakra associated with it, but it's considered an important aspect in terms of traversing from the second chakra, Swadhisthana, to the heart chakra. Coming to the heart chakra, which is literally as it sounds, it is the plexus of nerves around the cardiac area, so cardiac plexus in other words, and that looks after most of the aspects of the heart and also the lungs. There are three aspects to this chakra. So we understand in medical science that it's only one heart, whereas in yoga they say it's the left heart, center heart, right heart. It doesn't mean that there are three hearts, it just is an aspect of the same heart area, the cardiac plexus. Next one up is the cervical plexus in the neck, or Vishuddhi chakra. So Vishuddhi chakra looks after the five special senses except the vision. So five, then what are these areas? And most importantly, this looks after the speech area, but also the touch and the senses of smell and taste and all those things. That takes us to the one of the most important chakras up above the cervical plexus, which is called the Agya chakra or the optic chiasma. This is where the main channels cross over to the other side, and also this area looks after your vision. It also integrates a lot of other chakras like the Muladhara chakra, the sacral plexus, and the Swadhisthana chakra, the aortic plexus, cross over to this area. So there's a lot of happening in this area. Optic chiasma is located behind the eyes if you go right in the middle and also put a line through the top of the head down into your body. The crossing point which happens in the brain is the optic chiasma area. It's an important chakra again with regards to the spiritual aspect of it, as we consider that the forgiveness, there's so many aspects in spirituality that look after this area, that if we don't manage to, say, forgive yourself or forgive other people, we can't really go beyond this chakra. And the most important chakra is the top crown chakra, the Sahasrara chakra. In Sanskrit it means 1,000-petal lotus, but it also is the limbic area in the brain. Now if we look into the electron microscope pictures or the medical pictures of limbic area, it's supposed to be one of the most important integrating aspects of the brain, which is where the sense of calmness and peace originates from. So when the Kundalini awakening takes place, essentially the energy rises through the 6 centers above the sacrum bone and manifests on the top of the head. So the fontanelle area on the skull, again it's called fontanelle because the Greeks thought that there was something important here, which when manifested it formed a small fountain, hence the fontanelle. And this integration happens on the Sahasrara chakra. Of all these chakras, the integration happens on Sahasrara chakra. So when we talk about the other aspects of vibrations, essentially it's just the electromagnetic energy around us, which we are more able to feel on our hands when this integration happens. So this is the basis of the Sahaja Yoga meditation, and I would suggest that please have an experience and see it for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Akshay. That was amazing insight about our subtle system and its relationship with our physical body and our health. What I would like to do now is to go into meditation. So forget about your thoughts. Just put your hands back on your laps Just close your eyes. We'll play some music in the background and we are going to go in meditation. You can keep your attention on top of your head where you asked for your self-realization. And without thinking, just in a witness state, just try to feel the coolness or the peace and the joy of having received a self-realization. If you still have thoughts, simply forgive your thoughts, let them go. And don't create a new thought. Again, put your attention above your head now. You might feel things in your hands, or maybe in your fingers. It doesn't matter. Just observe like a witness and enjoy the state of meditation that comes once we are beyond thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the silence. You can now open your eyes. And to conclude this session, I would like to show you how to raise your own energy. So to do that, the left hand will move vertically in front of you, and the right hand will rotate around the left hand as you move upwards. So let's do it together. We do that 3 times. You can also watch the center of the palm of the left hand if that makes it easier. You do that, and on top you do a symbolic note to ask the Kundalini to stay at the Sahasrara chakra, at the 7th chakra. We do it a second time, and we can do another note here. and keep your attention on top of your head. And the third time, you can do 3 knots. And see if you can feel more coolness in your hands or on top of your head. You can put your right hand on top of your head and just see. It can be hot to start with. Now, we are going to try with the left hand. See if with the left hand you can feel, because you might be more sensitive with one hand. All right. So this is it for today. Again, I would like to thank Dr. Akshay to have explained to us the relationship between the subtle system and our health. And I'm looking forward to see you next week. In the meantime, there are some other webcasts on freemeditation.com.au. Don't hesitate to join them, and have a great meditation week. Thank you very much.